What's up, y'all? What's up? So I'm just getting back home for picking up the kiddos, and we were trying to put some thought into like what we should do with our videos, and I think it was Jeff. Was it Jeff or Jenna Wiley? One of those fantastic people who was like, "Hey, you guys should shoot a tour." A tour, yeah. You guys should do a tour of your homestead. Fantastic idea, right? So that's exactly what we're going to do. I got to tell you, so a lot of people don't know I travel for a living for work, right? So we purchased this land 2 years ago. I was traveling for work. Liz made a decision about 7 months ago. I'm done waiting. I'm going to go to Arkansas with the kids, and you can come back and forth as need be. So that's what we did. So what we're about to show you guys is quite amazing. 99% of what you guys are going to see, whether it's the shed house that we're building, whether it's the actual shed, which is this building right here, right, and any other structure that you're going to see on our property, 99% Liz. I think in one structure I might have put maybe 15 pieces of wood, use like 16 to 17 screws. I really ain't do much, right? I offer some brain power and some financial stability to make all that happen. But yeah, man, it's time for y'all to get a tour to see like what we have going on. Like 7 months in, and I don't know. I think we're pretty proud of how far we've come thus far. It has been, continues to be a lot of work, but we're not afraid of doing what's hard to get to where we want to be. And I'm really proud of my sons. My kids are really resilient, far more resilient than I remember being as a child. We certainly have put them through some challenging situations to get to where we want to be, and the outcome is wonderful. I mean, I couldn't be more thankful, especially after the Arkansas River Valley Homestead meetup, where we got to meet some amazing people. So I want to give a couple shout outs to Country Road Cure. I want to give a shout out to, let's see, who else? Italian John and Jules, y'all were awesome. Who else? I mean, Scott, you were dope. Anthony, I said Country Road Cure already. You're the Godfather, brother. Thank you. You're awesome. Obviously, Jen and Wiley, y'all are amazing. Y'all are like our mentors. We really love and appreciate y'all. Let's see, who else? Jeff, the chicken guru. Jeff's a chicken guru. Don't let him tell you that he's not, because that man, it's a science for him, right? But there's a wealth of knowledge. That's awesome. But I'm really excited for Liz to get the props that she deserves, because this has been, wow, such an amazing journey. So we're going to show you all the burn pods that we have yet to burn. We're going to show you the chicken coop and how that's come. And Liz will tell you how she built that. We're going to show you a couple of the barns, right, that are built, that are housing our animals during the day and during storms. And you hear Cammie in the background. You guys will get to know Cammie. She's our white and brindle pit bull. She is barking because she is super entitled, and we've got 5 dogs right now, and she doesn't like that we have to share us, but she'll get over it. So I hope you guys enjoy the journey. We are enjoying it. It is amazing. We love to share our story. We're going to love you even more to share our challenges, because I think when we started doing homesteading, when we started to consider it, hi Kingsley. So when we considered doing homesteading and we're looking through videos, what I wanted to see was challenge. Like, how are you guys overcoming the obstacles? Well, now that we're doing YouTube, we want to show that, like how we're overcoming. So we hope you guys enjoy the ride, and let's go.
Thanks, babe, for that great intro. Yes, homesteading is definitely a team effort on our homestead. I would say we're not your traditional YouTube homestead family. We don't do all our projects together. We're not together all the time. It's a lot of one of us is working, the other one's working on stuff at home. when one gets home, the other one kind of takes over where the other one left off, or relieves the other one with the kids or whatnot. So you'll see a lot of Micah working on this, or Micah talking about that, or Liz working on this, or Liz talking about that. So it's definitely, you know, our own style. And I don't want to change that just because we're sharing videos. You know, that's us. And that's another thing that I kind of want to encourage you about if you're really thinking about homesteading and wanting to homestead, but thinking that, you know, you can't because you both work, or you know your kids are in school, or you don't want to homeschool, or whatever. Like, homesteading is not checking all those boxes. Homestead is taking the next step towards self-sufficiency, towards whatever goals your family has for why you homestead, taking that next step, changing one small thing. And you know, that's what homesteading is for us. So our videos are going to be honest, they're going to be vulnerable, and to be honest, I'm a little nervous about sharing, you know, our lives with so many people, but I want to encourage someone who might be out there who's afraid to try or afraid to start. You know, Micah and I, we have worked through a lot of tough things to be where we are, whether it's working full-time pregnant to put him through school, and him working and going to school full-time, or whether, you know, we're all traveling on the road together to save up to move out here. It's not been easy, but I will say that I think it's doable. You know, we don't have anything paid off. We had no savings. We didn't sell a house to come out here. We didn't, you know, we weren't gifted large amounts of money. We don't have rich family. You know, none of that. We both work. Well, Micah just ended a contract, and he's been looking really hard for a local job because we all want to be here together. We don't like him being gone for months at a time, and you know, I need his help. The kids need him here. So he actually just got hired yesterday by a local machine shop, and he starts next week. We're so excited. I work at a local factory, which if you live in Benville, you know where I'm talking about. But you know, I work 5:45 to 2 every day. And then, you know, that's when I feel like my day starts, is when I get off and I get home. I get to romp with the kids, take care of the animals, work on projects. So we're going to shoot you a short little raw walkthrough of our homestead. Keep in mind that homesteading is not beautiful. Homesteading is a constant list of projects, which if you have ADHD like me, it can be overwhelming. Getting ready for this walkthrough, I'm not gonna lie, I was getting stressed. I was like, they're gonna see this here and this there and that there, and they're gonna be like, what the heck? But you got to keep in mind that we're also living full-time lives as we're getting our things situated. We started with completely raw land, and you know, everything that is done has not been an easy feat. So please give us some grace and understanding as you watch our video of our walkthrough, and know that, you know, we're just two hardworking parents doing the best we can, trying to build our farm for our family. But thank you guys so much for your love and support.
I'm snitching. I can't hold the camera. Just,
no, he's
anyway.
Not allowed.
So, 500 subscribers. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, for
you
sure. Know? Unexpected completely.
We are super thankful, you know, and we're like new to this whole YouTube thing, so we're like, should we do a giveaway? Should we this? Should we that? Man, we got to figure something out. You know?
We're gonna do a giveaway at 1,000. Not sure what it is yet. Yeah.
Yeah, I had all kind of ideas, but my ideas, some of y'all don't know, and some of y'all getting to know me. Y'all getting to know Liz too, but our brain's kind of like out there, so she has to reel me back in. So I think we're gonna plan something special, at least definitely 4,000.
Yeah.
500 was so unexpected.
Yeah.
We came into this YouTube thing. I say we got tricked into it, thanks to Bobblehead and Jen and Wiley and a few other people asked us, you know, what's your channel? What's the name of your channel?
And we're like, oh.
We had a channel. There was just nothing on it.
Yeah, and we've talked about doing this for a long time. Honestly, he's wanted to do it. I've been nervous to jump. And then I was like, well, what the heck? Let's just do it.
So, yeah. So now, guess what? We're here.
Thank you so much for all the love. Thanks for those that sat and gave us 100 watch hours in 3 days. Like, You guys are amazing, and we appreciate you. We don't take you for granted. We appreciate your support, and we're excited to show you what we're doing here on the homestead.
And all the comments, y'all are awesome. Even the ones that offer criticism.
Yes.
You'll find that, particularly me, mommy, particularly me, I love criticism because
Yeah.
I take it and it helps us to be better. So we appreciate it. As y'all can see, again, I'm going to point out the camera is horizontal, as you can see. So thank you for all of that. We're just taking everything in stride. We really appreciate it. We're thankful, and y'all are awesome.
Thank you. All right, guys, here we go. Quick little jog around the homestead. We're not going to go into like a ton of detail about any specific thing. We're just doing a quick overview of kind of what we've got going on. I just kind of want to start this by saying that a lot of what we've done, we wouldn't have been able to done if we hadn't met some friends and kind people that gave us things they weren't using, or one friend was moving and said, hey, I have all this stuff I can't bring. Do you want to bring it? So a lot of this stuff that you see right here is stuff that was given to us, and you know, we have our little stash of supplies that as we need something we kind of dig out of there to make it work. So a lot of this has been passed on,
Repurposed material.
yes, been repurposed by other homesteaders or friends or whatnot, and that has been a huge blessing to Jumpstart for us, because you don't realize how expensive supplies are until you try to build something, even something small, and you're like, wow, screws are $40 for a little box? What? Pro tip, buy them by the pound. They're a lot cheaper, but I digress. All right, join me on this walk. Over here we have our chicken coop built out of pallets by yours truly. We will definitely be doing a full video about that later. In here we've got some chicks, a couple of guineas that think that they're chickens. The rest of them have flown out and are over here somewhere eating bugs and ticks and all kinds of
They're
stuff.
waging warfare on our tick population.
Yes.
I love it.
So we have some brooders back there that need to be cleaned out from raising chicks, and a hay holder thing, I don't know what it's called, that the chickens like to roost in it, and we don't have goats or anything yet, so they get to have that. All right, let's walk this way and check out over here. So this is the end of our property away from the main road. There is a T-post here with the pink tie at the top. I don't know if you can see it or not, but
It is right.
It's there.
Let me see. It's in here somewhere. Yeah. But okay.
And then on this side we have this green T-post. But we have 3 creeks that flow through our property. We have one that follows all this growth and trees and everything right here, and that goes down to the road where that tall bushy thing is. Just past there it goes under the road in a culvert.
This tall bushy thing right there. Okay.
And then on this side, the creek, well, I guess technically we have 2 creeks because this is all one, but where the tall trees are right here, straight ahead of you, that is a creek line that goes all the way back to the fence that the chicken coop is against.
Correct.
And then this tree line here on this side, that is another creek that goes back all the way to the fence. So you can kind of spot the creek by the tree lines. Now over here, where we're facing the camera right now, we have not really done much of anything. This is past and behind where like the chicken coop area is, and we have almost 6 acres over here. The tree line of the creek makes it look smaller, but there is a lot of open, grassy area back there that we have lots of big plans for coming, I don't want to say soon, but coming in the future. So this is 6 acres over here. It's beautiful. It's pretty much cleared. You know, the only real trees and overgrowth or whatever is around the creek area, which we really can't get too super close to that anyways because of the wet ground. But
Not yet.
yeah, we'll work with that as we can. If you look through the trees right here, if you can see the dog, this will help give you a landmark when we go around the other way of what part of the property that is right there. So that's kind of behind where the dog kennel and the goat barn and everything is. You can kind of see it straight through this right here. But I like.
Which dog is that? Is that a Shadow?
That Shadow. I like that our house is right behind all those trees, and you cannot see it from this part of the easement.
Right.
So I like that part. So let's head this way. On either side, right now is pretty grown. We have actually a lot of wild blackberries along the sides of this road. So as we clear, we will try to save as many of those as we can. Maybe possibly transplant them, just depending on how hardy they are. I would think that they're pretty hardy being wild blackberries and that they've grown immensely since I was first here. Because when I came in 2021, most all of this was cut down. And when we got here, when we moved here, I was kind of surprised at how tall everything was, because I didn't realize how much stuff grows in what, 18 months or so?
Yes.
I mean, even in a matter of a few weeks right now with the rain and stuff, everything is growing like crazy. So lots of stuff, which makes it hard to see the holes and the dips and everything else.
Very true.
So as we clear spaces, we're trying to keep them cleared. Wiley's helped us a little bit with some bush hogging up here by the house, and we had a friend help bush hog the side where the chicken coop is. So it's definitely been a group effort in that part. We have a small push bush hog that I bush hogged a lot of the property when I was trying to figure out, oh, pretty butterfly, when I was trying to figure out where the house was gonna go. So it all definitely was pretty grown whenever we got back in November to start figuring out where we were gonna go. So now another thing that we have that was kind of already there, they were here when I came in 2021, and obviously they're still here now, is there was multiple burn piles around the property, and the base of them all had a common theme of the person who used to live here pushed over a big old locust tree and then just piled a bunch of other stuff on top of it with the intent to later burn it, but then he passed before he was able to do that. So we have one big burn pile right beside that tall tree.
I'll walk over here so I can show them. It might be slightly difficult for you guys to make out. Yes, but so you will see there's an area, let me see, right here, and this bush here,
All of that is.
Oh, it's focusing on my finger. Goodness, let me back up. So goodness. So here and all of here is one big pile of locust tree that is now overgrown.
And then over here, we have this big burn pile here. You can see parts of the tree sticking out. You can see some of the growth.
This right here
around it
is a massive tree. So I bush hogged around the tree to create a path for us to move around. So when we burn it, we can get to any part that might get slightly out of control. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but it's big. Y'all have no idea. So we're excited about that.
All right, so we're back up here across from the chicken coop again, and this here is our car trailer. If you don't know Micah, he is a car guy. He's a Honda guy. So he's always got to have his project. So this is his little baby right now. Today we'll be pulling it off the trailer and parking it out of the way so it's not an eyesore. And we can use our trailer to go pick up stuff for the farm. So we've got the trailer here for now, but it will be moving. So here we have our water meter that we paid an absurd amount of money to get put in. We have about 40 feet of line run to that spigot right there, and it still needs to be finished. And although we have already paid for this beautiful water meter, they will not turn it on until we do a perk test, and that's like $600 more. So we currently have that very high up on our list of things to do, but since we're doing everything, on top of everyday living expenses, that's we don't really have a time frame. I don't know we'll have that together. So that's the next step of what we need to get water to the building. Right now we're still carrying in water from a neighbor, and we're super thankful for them that they allow us to come every day, every other day, you know, with our jugs and fill up and get the water that we need for the animals, for us, for cooking, washing, all that kind of stuff. So we do have water, but it's not running from our overly priced meter. But hopefully that will change soon. So let's head this way towards the house. Oh, before we head down there, there's another burn pile right here. We've already burnt it once, and it was too wet to really burn everything that we wanted to burn. So we added some more stuff to it, and we'll burn it again next time it's wet and rainy, and then hopefully get a tractor in there and kind of level it out, because there is a lot of dirt. Because it's been sitting for several years, there's a lot of dirt, you know, piled up over everything. There was a fox den in there and all kinds of mice and snakes and stuff were living in there, which is the main reason that we wanted to burn this one first, because it is near the house. We didn't want it to keep attracting more wildlife and
which
things
it was
like that.
doing.
Yeah.
Very good job of.
So we will take a little break and head to the house and continue down there.
This is the rawness that she doesn't want y'all to see.
Yes.
We're getting
okay.
into our everyday
so,
stuff.
Yes, this is our everyday, real life chaos and everything else. So here we have our shed. I picked the color. I made sure that there was a front and a back door. I added some windows, so it has 5 windows. It has a front and back door. It has a mini split, AC and air. It has the electric run. It has some thin insulation in it. We'll be adding more insulation, drywall.
It's just like, oh, I'll just curse. It's like some bubble wrap.
But supposedly it is rated to like 20 below, and it does definitely cooler in the house than it is outside.
True.
And it is definitely slightly warmer in the house than it is outside.
True.
So really we need to insulate under the house at some point, but that is what we want to do is kind of pricey. So all in stride. We will be putting a wood stove in there, hopefully for this winter, but we'll see how that goes. Over here, another project, our electric pole. We have a small broken piece that we need to replace on it, and then it should be mostly ready to put on the wooden pole and get in the ground. We already have the hole, it's dug and ready. So once we get this temporary pole up, because technically this is considered a mobile home, so we have to do our own temporary pole, then the power company has a $5,000 budget to run from a power pole back behind our house. They're gonna drop 2 more poles coming up through the back side of our property, and we'll connect to our temporary pole, and then we're responsible to go from our temporary pole to our building. So we'll have to buy those lines and things and get those connected to our shed. But it's not a super difficult process. It's just a matter of getting our pole in the ground, getting cement to secure it.
So how are we powering the house right now?
Right now, we just have a generator. We have a power box. So we charge at the power box, and we use that for charging phones, running box fans, CPAP machine at night, things like that. And then if I want to cook or whatever, I start the generator. I have a cord that comes inside, or if it's nice, I usually just cook outside. And then I can use my Instant Pot or my electric hot plate, or the air fryer, and that's how I've been cooking. So for lights, we just have rechargeable LED lights that we use. But really, I mean, once it starts getting dark, it's bedtime. We rise early. I leave for work at like 4:45 in the morning, you know, so we don't have a lot of need for a bunch of lights inside, but if we do need it, we have rechargeable lights. All right, so behind the house shed, we have our storage shed. It has 2 lofts. It's a 10 by 12, I believe, and we have our tools and excess things in there. Funny story that we'll get into more later, that these, after much waiting and being behind and everything else, both of these came on the same day.
The lie she tells, it wasn't waiting. It was that we had a hellaciously wet winter. And as you guys can see, this ground is super soggy.
Well, if the house had come when they said it was going to, it had not started raining, and there had been no icy storms or anything, before then, but because the house was behind and they didn't try to deliver in the right time frame, then we hit like a couple month period where ain't nothing was getting in here.
Right.
So we were waiting, and it was on them. So we won't mention where we got our shed.
Hey, they did a great job when they dropped it off, though. I'll tell you that much. But y'all see that in a future video.
Yes, they did. All right, so over here we have our chicken processing area. We have kind of set it up to just where we can do it as we need to.
Y'all can see a little kill cone back here on the tree.
And then we have one goat back here. Our butthole goat is back here. He actually does pretty good at helping clear stuff, so that's why he's still with us.
So yeah, so this goat is like clearing this fence line, right? All up and down. So
This is Milkshake.
He'll be around.
Our ferocious little mouser. He has already had a lot of craziness in his short life. He rode in the engine bay of my truck all the way to work one day. You can see his little head got burnt. But he made it, and then he's also already survived a snake bite. I know, a snake bite, no! His poor little paw was swollen up like about this big, and I soaked him in a warm bath and put a bunch of hydrogen peroxide on it, and within 24 hours it was gone back down. He was walking on it because he was completely not walking on it or anything. It was so pitiful. I didn't know if he was gonna make it, but apparently he is a fighter. He is a fighter, yes he is. And Kit Kat over here, our black and white cat, she's already caught her first mouse, so she is definitely a keeper. And they both are very good with the kids, patient with all the excessive loving and snuggles and slight strangulation that 3-year-olds that don't know how to hold cats.
And Venom.
Yes, yes. Venom is the pup. He enjoys roughhousing with them like they're his brothers and sisters, even though they're quite small. So let's walk over this way. We actually haven't let Venom out yet for the day, so we'll take a walk over here to the goat shed. All right, so this is the goat barn. This is the second structure that I built here. Someone had given us a goat. We also had a Great Pyrenees, and I really wanted them to have somewhere that was plenty big enough for them to stay in at night because we have a lot of coyotes and predators and things. So that's how this goat barn came into need, and necessity is a mother of invention. So I just figured out what we could do to house them. So I got some more pallets. I bought some tin. Somebody had given me this like kind of gate that they made that I was able to cut down and make this fit the opening. I did put some chicken wire on it at the top because at one point I was going to make this the chicken coop, and then I decided to just build a whole one from scratch. But I mean, it does help with keeping the small
Just so you know, she's done that twice.
animals out.
She's done that twice.
What have I done twice?
Start a chicken coop and then repurpose it for something else.
That's besides the point. So for right now, we have our rabbits over here. I'll be working on a whole system for them.
Yeah, we want them to be
future.
in burrow colonies, right?
Yes.
Colonies.
Yes.
So
Anyways, we've got some solar lights around here to kind of try to scare off, keep the coyotes from getting too close. And if we come out at night to check on them, I like to be able to have some
now the
light.
coyotes haven't been that big of a problem for us.
No, stray dogs have been our worst predator.
Yeah, stray dogs for sure.
But anyway, so we've got the goat barn, the lean-to, the chicken coop have all been built. The dog kennel is over here, and we're working on making a roof for it. But we've got piles of cleared brush everywhere that we're getting cleaned up. So I mean, everything's pretty much a work in progress. But
yeah, I think that we're
exciting.
gonna do a gravel and sand pad for the dogs because this land gets really saturated, and I'm kind of tired of
moving it every week
around. And
yeah.
then, you know, I'm clearing this line up, this whole fence line all the way down. I'm clearing up. Whitey Boy,
our big old
our goat. By the way, he had that name before we got him. So
yeah, we didn't name him that.
I don't want anybody to get all offended, but his name is Whitey Boy. He is a white goat, and he's dope. But he helped me by bending this tree over for me.
Yeah.
So now I get to chop that down. But as you can see over here, there's a pile right. Let me see if you can see right here. There's a pile right here. There's also another pile right here. All that's from clearing. So it seems to be a daily thing, right, Babe? That we're just clearing and...
Yep, it's always something to cut down and clear, and we really didn't expect the struggle of the locust tree thorns and branches everywhere, because our kids are barefoot kids, and here, sadly, at least until we really clear some stuff, they have to always wear shoes, because these, look, show right here, babe. This is just a small, fully developed thorn, but you know, these locust thorns, not only do they hurt, but they're poisonous. So we just really have to be careful with them in the ground and everywhere, because they're quite a nuisance. So, well, I think that wraps up our tour. I think we've shown all the major things, and we're excited. We have huge to-do list that grows daily. Just as we were walking, you know, tidying up a little bit, I was like, babe, we need to do this, we need to work on this, we need to get that, and I was like, okay, let's focus on what we've gotten done, the systems that are working, and, you know, just take off bite-sized pieces to continue to move towards our goals.